Good morning, everyone. Welcome to the Lighthouse of the Big Bend's TECHNO DEMO day of live streaming here. My name is Bob Scannell. I am the Territory Manager for Eschenbach Optic of America. I don't know if you caught the beginning, but welcome to the live stream here today for the Lighthouse of the Big Bend. My name is Bob Scannell. I am the Territory Manager for Eschenbach here in Florida. I'm working out of a kind of a pseudo makeshift studio today here in my hotel room. Luckily, I was able to get a room that has a table to be able to put the products up. Just tell you a little bit about Eschenbach. If you're not familiar with Eschenbach, Eschenbach has been around since 1913. So we've been around for 107 years. I've been with Eschenbach 24 years, and Eschenbach is known worldwide to be the highest quality manufacturer of low vision aids and video products for people that are visually impaired. Now, what I'm going to be doing today is going through some of our products, our core products here that I have set up at the table. These products are also available through the 2020 store at the Lighthouse of the Big Bend in Tallahassee. So please don't hesitate if you have any additional questions about any of these products. You can reach out to Vicki or try to contact me through the Lighthouse, and I'd be more than happy to answer any questions that you may have. One of the things you'll find is Eschenbach, again, as I stated, is the leading manufacturer worldwide of low vision devices. We're known to have the highest quality German engineered products. So as we're going through these devices today, I will talk about some of the benefits that you may have with these products versus some other products that may be out on the market. So what I'd like to first start off with is again, some of the core products that are being carried in the store at the Lighthouse of the Big Bend in Tallahassee. So first I'm going to go ahead and talk about the different types of magnifiers, and really some of the importance of why do we have different magnifiers. I think that's very important for people to understand. I know some of you all have watched some of the other videos that have been out there. A lot of it has probably been more on the electronic side, as we call it, the CCTVs, the text-to-speech type of hardware that's out there. I'm going to be talking to you about what we call analog up front. At first, and analog optics or low vision devices are devices that have the optical type lenses that are in them. So again, these are all manufactured here that I have on the table in Germany with the highest standards that can be utilized for low vision devices. So as I was talking, there's a rhyme and reason really for every product that is manufactured for low vision use. And some of you may have in the past tried to get a low vision device without any help or assistance, but it's really important to get the proper assistance and training. And with that said, something I wanted to start off with and also mention, I just got to take my hat off to all the volunteers, all the workers at the Lighthouse, the volunteers, the people that are donating money to the Lighthouse to keep it functioning. Thank you very much. Without your support and without your help, the agencies like the Lighthouses across the United States would not be able to function. So again, there's a rhyme and reason for all the different types of low vision devices. And it's very important to understand, what device is appropriate for me. And as I was stating before, some of you may have tried to utilize low vision devices that were bought off the internet or from a catalog and found that it was very difficult to use, or it didn't work, or your success was not there, or just it wasn't the right tool, so frustration level went up. One of the nice things about going to the Lighthouse, you have the trained staff members that can walk you through the proper assessment to find the right tools. And I like to equate it to maybe like a carpenter. A carpenter drives around, has a truck, and in the truck are a lot of tools. And they have tools, not just one or two or three, but maybe hundreds of tools in that truck. Low vision devices are the same. So if you've been through and looked at catalogs, you'll see there's hundreds, if not thousands, of different low vision devices. So it's very important to get the right tool for the task that you're trying to accomplish. And that's done through one of a couple ways. Number one is determining how much power is going to be needed. That's something that can be done very simple by just showing different size text, and then from there we understand if this text is 4 times bigger than standard text, you need a 4 times magnification device to help you see standard size text. And then the other factor that's very important is to understand what is it that you're trying to do. Are you trying to look at price tags, a thermostat, a cookbook, maybe read a book, Bible, read your financial statements, write a check, or maybe you want to watch television. All these devices, or all these tasks, really recommend and require different devices. So that's why you'll see here on the table, I have many different devices set up that help. And these are really just some of the broad category devices. One of the things we really won't get into today, because you have to go to an optometrist or an eye care clinic to get prescriptive eyewear. That's something that's not available through the White House, but they do have a lot of other products that are out there that are very beneficial. So getting back to the rhyme and reason of why we have all these different devices, it's important to find the right tool and right device. And this assistance will happen through the proper assessment that's going to be done at the White House with staff members, whether it's Vicki in the store or some other staff members doing an assessment. And what they'll do then is they're going to ask questions so they can find out how much power you need and what is it that you're trying to accomplish. And maybe there's multiple goals. Keep in mind, there's really not one low vision aid that does everything. Again, like the carpenter. They got a toolbox, and in that toolbox are multiple tools. You know, if you're going to be hammering in a nail, you want to make sure you're using the right tool. Now, I know myself, many times in the past, I've grabbed whatever I could to try to get that nail into the wall, but if I was hammering in nails all day long, I'm going to want to use a hammer, whether it's a manual hammer or one of those power tool hammers. And that's what I'm going to want to do, because it helps with efficiency and effectiveness on what you're trying to do. So your long-term device compliance and usage and happiness of trying to accomplish that task is going to be much higher with the right tool. So as you go in and you do get these assessments, please keep in mind there may be multiple devices shown to you that do this task, and then it's up to you which one is going to work the best for you. So with that said, I'm going to go through some of the different core products and talk basically, what they're really used for. And first we're going to start off with really the most common low vision device. I'm going to get closer so you can see it a little bit better. This is what we call a handheld magnifier. And with this, again, it's an analog device. It has an optical lens, as you can see through it. I'm wearing a checkered shirt, so you can see the pattern of my shirt through this device. This is a rectangular device, and it leads me to another statement that I'd like to add is you'll find a lot of times there's people, well, I want the biggest magnifier. Well, one thing to understand is with magnification, as a lens gets stronger, it gets smaller. And I'd really like to say we have magnifiers that are 10 times that are this big, but we don't have that in analog. You have to go to some of the video type products that we're going to talk about here in a second once I get through these devices up front. So this is a handheld magnifier. You can see here it's got a little switch on the front. We try to add contrast to make it easy to see. On the back side, you'll see here there's a little LED light. And on the front side here, you can just grab it and open it up. There are 2 AA batteries. So it's very simple and easy to open and change the batteries. Nice thing about LED lighting is LED lighting should last a lifetime. And with that said, almost all of our products have lifetime warranties. If the light, I'm not even going to turn it on, you'll see the light. I don't want to shine it directly into the lens, but can see the light comes on. It's a very nice, bright illumination. Another benefit of LED lighting versus the older type of lighting, the incandescent lighting, is that it's much brighter. As you can see here on the wall, it's a very bright light source. And lighting is very important. And the reason for that is when you try to read something, the better we can make the contrast for you, the easier it's going to be for you to see. So the brighter the light is on that black lettered print that you're trying to see, or newspaper, the easier it's going to be able to see those letters. So that's why really LED lighting has become very popular through the years. Another thing, a nice thing about the LED lighting, I know with our devices, and we ran a test on these, our batteries last about 8 times longer than any other manufacturer's devices. And the reason for that is there's a little chip that we put inside to not overuse the power of the LED of the batteries, because LEDs only need a little bit of power to make them effective and efficient. So this is a handheld magnifier. Handheld magnifiers are meant to be used for those quicker type tasks. Those tasks of maybe seeing a can, seeing a recipe, going shopping and looking on a shelf. You know, is this the right soup? What's the price of the soup? Taking it into a restaurant, looking at a menu. You know, things that don't take a long time. That's what you want to use a handheld magnifier for. You can grab it, pick it up, use it very quickly and easily, and put it away. As you notice here, this is a rectangular lens that's pretty big, so this is going to be, based off of what I said, something a little bit weaker in power. This is actually a 3.5x 10 diopter lens, one of our more popular lenses that we have on the market. We do have one that's a little bit bigger and a little bit weaker. That's our 3x. As you can see here with the 3x, I have it in a stand. All these have a stand that's available for it. So not only can you have to, you have to use it like a handheld magnifier, but you can put it in a stand to make it hands-free. So you can clip your nails, thread a needle, fill an insulin syringe, whatever it is that you want to do back behind it. Look at a medicine bottle. So this stand makes the handheld magnifier a lot more versatile. So these are your standard types of handheld magnifiers. Again, rectangular lens, lower power. Go to a round lens, as you notice, much smaller in size. It's a lot stronger magnifier. This is a 7x magnifier. Again, we have a little light on it that goes on. As you can see here, there's a button on the back. That little black button is your power button. So there's nice high contrast, so you can see that to activate the LED light. But again, as I mentioned, you can see the difference in lens size. This lens here is about 60% smaller in size. So there's nothing that we can do optically to change the size of the lens, because we have to put more curvature into that lens, which makes the lens get smaller. Another little quick tip, if you notice this is rectangular, this is round. If the lens is rectangular, it's also made to be used with 2 eyes. So you can see through this with both eyes. But once you get to a certain power, which is around 4 times magnification, you have to go to a round lens or a single device, or what we call a monocular device. So it's meant to be used with 1 eye. So it's important that we know what eye is the better eye, acuity-wise. Which one can you see better out of? So this is a handheld magnifier, a little bit bigger. This is our mobile lens, which folds up into a case. This is a nice device. Keeps your lens protected when not in use. It comes with a lanyard that can be worn around the neck. Opens up very easily. The light goes on very easily. Again, it's an LED light. Works off of a little battery. It's one of those little flat 2032 batteries that you can get just about any drugstore or Walmart or Publix. You can also order them directly through the Lighthouse or through us. But nice little pocket magnifier that can be worn around the neck. It's a really nice complement for those of you that may be using video magnifiers that may not be as convenient sometimes to use in a store. You can wear this around your neck, the mobile lens around your neck. So if you want to do something quick and easy, you don't have to worry about getting out the larger handheld video device. and just use the mobile lens. So this is another type of handheld magnifier. Again, you got to grab it using your hand. You got to find the right focal length. One of the things I recommend, and a quick training tip with magnifiers, I'm going to move closer here so you can see. A magnifier is kind of like a window. And if you're standing across the room and you're looking out a smaller window, you may not see very much. But as you get closer to the window, you're going to start seeing more outside the window. That's the same with a magnifying lens. The closer you get this lens to your eye, the larger the field of view, the print side, the number of characters in print, you can see through that lens. I like to utilize and use a jeweler as an example. Most of us have seen a jeweler use a jeweler's loupe. They grab their loupe, they open it up, and they hold it up very close to the eye. They were trained properly in school to utilize that loupe. Those loupes are very similar to our magnifiers. So to properly use a magnifier to really maximize the field of view, hold it up to the eye as close as possible. Now you're going to get a large field of view. So again, handheld magnifiers, these are devices that typically are for those quicker types of tasks. Now, can you read a book with a handheld magnifier? You can, but your frustration level may go up because, again, you got to keep it steady, especially if it's stronger. It can be heavy because it's bigger. This lens here is a much larger lens, so this could be very heavy for some people. Again, another nice LED light. We have the stand that it fits into, and again, both of our brands of magnifiers have stands. You can set it up. You can also put the stand like this to use it as the next category that we're going to talk about, which is our stand magnifiers. So this is a handheld magnifier, but we have what's called the MoBase, which is a tool that we have to turn it into not only a handheld, but a hands-free device, as well as a stand device. And with this one, because it's so high off the page, you can even get a pen and get underneath and sign things with it. Now, it's not really meant to do that, but if you just want to sign your name, maybe not write a letter, but sign your name, this will allow you to do that. So this is a handheld magnifier. And then the other handheld magnifier that's very popular is what's called our Easy Pocket. You notice here it's like a credit card. It's a fiberglass reinforced case, so it's a very sturdy, strong case that doesn't collapse on the lens and scratch the lens. You'll notice here, it's very thin. There's little ridges here that you can use to grab, make it easy to open it up, pull it out. You notice that when you pull it all the way out, it kicks on an LED light. And again, as I mentioned earlier, lighting is very important to help you see a little bit better. So this is our Easy Pocket. It utilizes a very specific type of optics. It's a diffractive lens that is unique to Eschenbach. We actually invented this lens. We invented the type of lens that you can use to see through. The diffractive structures have always been around, but our engineers developed the software and the molds to make this technology into a usable product. Another nice feature about this product is that it has, on the lower powered one, it has a stand that you can open up, and again, turns it into a hands-free type of device. So these are handheld magnifiers. These are the devices that you want to use for those quick tasks, something you can keep maybe in a pocket, in a purse. I've seen people with some of the bigger handheld ones like this utilize little cell phone cases they can put on their pocket or on their belt to carry around. They're still small enough to put in a shirt pocket or in a coat pocket. So, handheld magnifiers. Next are stand magnifiers. I have a couple stand magnifiers here on the table. Again, the handheld with the MoBase is considered a stand magnifier as well. This is looks kind of like a dome magnifier. This is a very unique product to Eschenbach as well. It's hollow on the bottom side. This is called a meniscus lens because of the design. Very lightweight, unlike some of the bigger, heavier dome magnifiers. It's a 3 times magnifier. There's a little button on the back side. Push that button, and it turns on a light. As you can see, it illuminates. So I'm going to put it here on my shirt. You can see here with the light on, it's very bright. When I put it very close, it's kind of hard to see the print because of how bright it is. So this is a mobile one, very nice small stand magnifier. The one next to it, which is a lot bigger, is called the VisiLux Plus. This is the largest 3 times magnifier, 12 diopters, which is 3 times magnification that's on the market. It's a doublet lens. You see here there's a lens underneath, right here, and a lens on the top. That allows us to have it much bigger at this power. You'll also see on the bottom there's a little orange piece right here that flips over the LED lights. That's actually what we call a filter. And with some people, I'm going to move back, when the lights are activated, it may be too bright for them. All you got to do is flip that over and it softens the light so you don't get as much blue light out of that LED. And blue light is what causes glare. We're going to get into that in a little bit when we start talking about the filters that we have over here, which are the fit-over sunglasses. So I'll get into these in just a second. So this is the VisiLux Plus. The nice thing about these 2 products, they actually have timers built into them. So if any reason you leave them on by mistake, they'll turn themselves off after 30 minutes. This helps prolong the battery life. Again, the nice thing about LEDs is the battery life on our LEDs are extremely long. There's been times where I've actually either left one of mine on by mistake, the handhelds, or the switch got flipped in the cases. And over like a week period of time, I go back into the case and the light's still burning. So again, it's in a test, the test that the LEDs do burn for a long time. And again, we did have a study done a few years back with the Wilmer Eye Institute at Johns Hopkins University to kind of validate what we were saying. And so it definitely helps out to utilize one of our devices that utilizes the step-up converter, which controls the amount of electricity that goes to the LEDs, because your battery life is going to be a lot longer, which means lower cost and less hassle trying to change the batteries. So these are stand magnifiers. I have an example of 3 of them here. Just real quick, stand magnifiers are devices that are meant to be used for longer term tasks. The handhelds were those quick tasks like the price tags, the labels. Stand magnifiers are nice because now you can use these. Let me grab this paper over here. Let's say you're a sports enthusiast and you're reading the newspaper. Nice thing is that these will now sit down. The VisiLux Plus is big enough, it'll get a whole column of newspaper print. And now you're able to read the newspaper very comfortably without holding the device at the proper, what we call the focal length, the right distance away from the object so it's in focus. That's built into this. And then all you have to do is just move it up and down and then over to the next column. So stand magnifiers, because of their benefits, yeah, there's some limitations. They're bigger, they can be a little heavier. You still have to hold it to move it around. So stand magnifiers have its benefits and its limitations. But with that, these devices are meant to be used for longer term tasks. So those are like the read-in tasks. So if it's something that takes a little bit of time, you want to use a stand magnifier versus a handheld. Again, as I mentioned, you can use a handheld magnifier to read with, but if you try to do it over an extended period of time, you may get tired, your hand may start shaking, or if you have tremors, stand magnifier is a little bit better. So handheld magnifiers, stand magnifiers, these are a couple of different types of devices. So what do we do if you want to, and excuse me for 1 second. What do we do if you want to see further away? Because with a magnifier, you can't see far away. I can hold this magnifier up and take a look, but things I see through this magnifier are upside down. It's not meant to be used far away. It's only meant to be used up close. So what we have to do at that point is to utilize a telescopic device. And what do we mean by a telescopic device? Well, it's a dual lens system, something more more than two lenses. Two lenses or more actually consists of what we call a telescopic device. As you can see here, they focus. So these are one of our more popular products. It's the most popular distance device on the market. This is called Max TV. There's some other features that are nice about Max TV. There are lenses built into a frame. The frame is nice because you can also fit the temples and bend them however the patient and or client would like to have those temples wrapped around the ear. So now, for me to see further away, I have the Max TVs. I can put these on, focus, and now I can read all the print over on the side. And it says, "Thanks, Bob, for doing this product presentation. Go and check out Eschenbach's website." Again, thank you very much, Kaylin, for, I believe that's Kaylin that's putting that on the page here on the side. But now with this, these help you see things farther away. So the Max TVs are 2 times magnification. So if you have a 60-inch television, and I put these on, or you put them on and you look at your TV, now you get the appearance of a 120-inch TV. Now I'll tell you one thing, it's a lot less expensive than a 121-inch TV, if they even have them. So it's a nice option for you to be able to see your TV clearer, see further away clearer for students, maybe see the whiteboard, blackboard, see the teacher much better. I've actually used these at my kids' youth league football games and high school football games. Instead of using really strong binoculars because I was a lot closer, these actually did the job at the football games for me. So just another use for the Max TVs. So what do you do if the product is not usable because you have prescriptive demands? You wear glasses and maybe you have an astigmatism. If you have an astigmatism and you take your glasses off, you're not going to be able to use the ones that are built into a frame. So what we can do then is we have the Max TVs that actually, let me grab a pair of glasses over here. We have the Max TVs that has a clip built into it, and they clip right onto a frame. And now they flip up and down. So now, if you do wear glasses, and it's very important that you keep those glasses on without going and spending a lot of money on what we call a custom pair of telescopes, we can clip the telescope right onto your pair of glasses, and now you can see far away. And again, I can read the text over on the side from the Lighthouse of the Big Bend. And then when you don't want to use this and maybe see up close, you can just flip it up out of the way, and now you can see up close. So these are the Max TV clips. Again, a product that's available through the Lighthouse 2020 store. A very nice product to help you see further away at a very reasonable price. Max TV clip. We also make Max Details, which are similar type of devices to use for up close as well. So if you want to crochet, knit, keep your hands free, we do have the Max Details, which are very similar and look very similar to the Max TVs that allow you to do tasks up close. So what do you want to do in case, in types of devices you'd want to use in case you want to look at something quick? Let's say a street sign, a bus number, if you're living in a bigger city, a subway, a grocery store aisle. You may not want to wear the Max products because they're always in front of your eyes. What we use then are what we call monoculars. And monoculars are telescopic devices that is mono instead of bino, which are 2. Mono is 1. So it's a telescope that's handheld. If you remember earlier with magnifiers, we have stand magnifiers and handheld magnifiers. So since it's handheld, we're going to use these for those quicker tasks, like I just said, bus signs, grocery store aisles, um, street signs, mobility, to walk safely from point A to point B to point C. Binoculars are used a lot with what we call orientation and mobility. So now what you do is you hold the binocular up to the eye and you focus it on the object that you're trying to see. Now, a quick little tip with binoculars: if you have one of these binoculars that are focusable, if you want to use it in a grocery store to see what's on shelves, you can find your grocery store aisle, and then once you get into the aisle, stick your arm out, touch what you want to see, hold the binocular up, focus it, and now anytime you want to see something walking down the aisle, just get at arm's length, pick it up, and that device is in focus now. Then you go to the next aisle, you have to look, maybe refocus, and then get back into that aisle and do the same technique. Focus. You want to see something again, touch it, pull it up, focus. So these are binoculars. We have focusable binoculars. We also have the Microlux, which is a really unique device. Kids and students like these. They're very small, compact. They flip up to use, and they close up, so it's got a built-in case. These are nice because they're what we call afocal, which is not focusable. So you just hold it up. You're not going to be able to see something real close. You need to be about 5 feet away. And now you can see further away without focusing the device. So these are binoculars. The last analog type of device that I want to go over, and these are very important. Not enough people utilize the proper sun filter or the sunglasses. We call them filters because it's really not meant to just block sunlight. It's actually meant to block the bad light. And there's been more and more education on this through the years. But what causes the most glare? A lot of people, in layman terms, think of glare as reflective glare, bouncing off something and causing reflective glare. There's an easy fix for that. It's called polarization. But in low vision, polarization is not used very much because most of the glare that patients and clients get are due to what's called veiling glare, which is inside the eye. So what causes that glare inside the eye? Well, if we run light through a prism or a raindrop, on the other side we get the rainbow, right? Roy G. Biv, red, orange, yellow, green, blue, indigo, violet. It's that blue spectrum of light that goes into the eye that causes glare. So it's very imperative that we minimize that blue light that goes into the eye, because then we can minimize the amount of glare that goes into the eye, thus making it easier for you to see, but also helping to provide contrast. So it's very important to find the right balance of glare control. And one way we can do that is just make the lens darker, darker, darker. And that will help. We do have some cases of people that have different eye conditions that make that patient extremely photophobic, which is an extreme sensitivity to light. So we may have to go to a darker lens. But the darker we make that lens for that client, the more we reduce their visual function. So functionality of a client and patient is very important. We want that person to be able to function better, not worse. We don't want to make their visual acuity worse. We want to make it as good as possible to help that client and patient function better. So how can we do that? Again, it's finding the right balance of the right color with the right, what we call transmission, lightness and darkness. And a good way to look at the different transmissions, I have two lenses here. I'll bring them up closer. You can see the one here on the left is a lot darker. Actually, I can pull these over. So the one on the top is much darker than the one on the bottom. Maybe pull them sideways here. And we call this has got a higher transmission, this one here. And this one here, the darker one, has a lower transmission because it is darker. So the amount of light traveling through there is not as great as the one that's lighter. As you notice, we have different colors, and you won't see here on the table, I don't have gray lenses here. Gray is really the last color that we really look at in low vision. We like to go with the yellows. I don't have an amber lens here, but a brown lens. The lens that I just had up there is for people that do get migraines and headaches. That's called our FL41 lens. So if you get migraines and headaches quite often, it's a lens that they do carry at the lighthouse, and you may want to take a look at them. For outdoors, you'll go with the darker one. For indoors, you use a lighter one. They're great to use if you're using tablets and computers a lot. But if you notice here, I have a yellow lens, which is here. I have an orange lens, which is here. And yellow is a color that's used quite often for indoor use, nighttime use. A lot of people have problems, they may not be able to drive, but are riding in the car. And most cars today utilize very bright LED headlights. Well, this lens is nice because you can put it on and it'll ease the effect of that really bright, LED headlight. And it's very transparent, so you get a lot of good vision through this. So yellow is a good indoor, nighttime, dusk, dawn, rainy days, cloudy days. It's a great lens. As I was mentioning, the yellow, the brown, which is amber, or the orange lenses, those are what we call blue block colors. And for a lack of better terms, that's what we utilize for glare control and contrast enhancement, our blue block lenses. We just have to, again, find the right balance of transmission, lightness and darkness of the lens to help that client be safer, as it does help with safety, and with function. It does help people maybe see steps and curves a lot easier because of the contrast enhancement that you get. So, again, very important to get the right assessment for glasses. You can get them in a fit-over style. If you don't wear glasses, maybe you're younger and wear contacts, we have some that look more like Oakley's. These are a non-fit-over style. These are called Comforts, the Solar Comforts. Again, a very nice look. I actually wear these. I cycle, I ride a bike. I wear yellow during cloudy days, rainy days, nighttime, and then during full sunlight, I had the same ones in orange because orange blocks the most blue light, and that's what's causing the glare. So, if you have any questions about these, please don't hesitate to contact the lighthouse. I am going to move on now to video magnification. Give me 1 second. Grab a drink of water. So I talked earlier at the beginning about analog lenses and digital lenses or devices. And analog were the magnifiers, the ones with lenses that are injected and molded that you can see through. These are analog lenses. The digital are what we call our video magnifiers. As you can see here, we have a variety of different types of video magnifiers and a variety of screen sizes. What I'd like to tell you is that at Eschenbach, when engineering and designing these products, we look at making these devices as intuitive for the client and the patient and as easy to use as possible. So we use the mindset because we do have a lot of younger clients and patients, but the majority of our people that use our products are typically over the age of 60. They have age-related eye diseases like macular degeneration, diabetic retinopathy, and in a lot of those cases, less is more. And one of the things that we find with a lot of our competitors out there They're always looking for that next new thing to put on the device to say, I have this, and they don't. What we've found is the less is more concept has worked very well for our client and customer base. And you'll see here that most of these products are really made with that concept. So it's very intuitive, very easy, with the highest image qualities that you can get. And at some of the lowest costs to the end user. We have a very good warranty program. Our warranties on our products, our digital products, are all 2 years. You can get an additional year within the first few months of purchasing it. So, and I think you can get, if you fill out the warranty card, I think you get an additional 6 months at no cost. So let me start off with and go through all the different digital products and just show you some of the basic usage of these products. Again, keep in mind, these are very similar to magnifiers. They're made with specific tasks. Can you read a newspaper and a magazine with our smallest handheld video magnifier? You can, but it may not be the right tool. Again, this is very similar to like a handheld magnifier. You may not be as happy reading for long periods of time with this as you would be utilizing our XL, which is a 12-inch screen, gets larger fields of view, higher magnification, and it's just much easier to function and use than our Mobilux Digital Touch. So let me go into the products. I'm going to try to bring them up and then also just show you some things. It's very hard to see print and everything on the table. I will turn them on, but just go through some of the functions. This is a Mobilux Digital Touch. This is one that we've had in our arsenal, and this is the second generation, probably the longest. The next one I'm going to show you is our most popular one, the Smart Lux. But this is a Mobilux Digital Touch. One button. Again, very intuitive, very easy. Not a lot of buttons around that you push touch by mistake and that goes into another function. A lot of our devices also have SD cards in here to store. And this is a 4 gigabyte SD card that comes with the product. Cameras centrally located. Some products out on the market, the cameras are in different positions. This makes it very easy to center. When most people are trying to look at something, they look at the center and try to focus on the center of the device. But one button to turn on and off. So I'm going to go ahead and turn it on. Now, you can't really see it. It's hard to see, but on the bottom, when you turn it on, you get some information. And then on the side, let's see if I can get it close enough. You'll see there's a little menu there on the side. It's kind of hard to put it at an angle. You can get some of the colors. You can get rid of that menu by touching the screen in the center or touching it again and you get the menu. Those 3 buttons are very similar with all of our devices. Again, this is the Smart Lux. Same 3 buttons on the bottom. This is our Visa Lux. Some of the same buttons on the sides, as well as our Visa Lux Digital XL. So these were made to be easy, simple, very basic magnification requirements and contrast requirements. The Mobilux Digital Touch, again, is a touch screen. It's an HD, so it's high definition. Has a stand that comes with it that lifts it up away from the page a little bit. So your starting magnification is less in the stand, but it also makes it easier to grip the handle versus not having the stand on it. So this is the Mobilux Digital Touch. You're looking at a retail price in this price range somewhere around $500, give or take a little bit, just depending on what the White House charges. I'm not sure of all the pricing. And again, something that you can find out by getting in touch with the 2020 store at the White House. So once I'm done using this, all I got to do is push the button in and hold it. Now with all of our devices, our digital devices, you need to hold the button in. This way, if you hit it by mistake, it doesn't go on or off automatically. The next is our Smart Lux. Our Smart Lux is a product that has been around for a while. Very easy and simple to use. Very few buttons. You have your on and off button here. Then you have your photo, your magnification, and your contrast. There's 5 different contrast features on this device. You have photo, white on black, black on white, black on yellow, and yellow on black. And that goes also for the Mobile Lux Digital Touch. The nice thing about the Smart Lux is it comes with a center camera, and it's got a stand built into it. The stand's nice because it actually has 2 positions. The first position is for writing, and you'll see here in a second when I set it down. And the second position is for reading. And as you can see, it's small enough to hold in your hand. It doesn't have a little slim handle, but you can use it like a handheld video magnifier, very simple, just by holding it. So when you use this to write with, what you do is you put it in the middle position here. It sets it up at an angle, making it very easy now to get a pen underneath and to maybe fill out a form, to sign checks, to maybe play a crossword, Sudoku. So that's one thing that really makes this product nice, is it's very simple, very intuitive, easy to use, on, off, 4 magnification powers, 5 contrast options, and a photo button. And you'll see with the Smart Lux, as well with the VisiLux HD and the VisiLux Full High Definition XL, they all have cases that you can put around it. These little bumpers are nice because it helps protect the product. Next is our VisiLux Digital HD. So, I don't know if I mentioned with the Smart Lux has a 5-inch screen. The Mobile Lux Digital Touch, the first one, has a 4.3-inch screen. So as you can see, I'm going in succession here with smallest to largest. 4.3, 5, and now with the VisiLux Digital HD, we have a 7-inch screen. Again, it's got a nice case around it, keep it protected. It's got a stand built into it that you can push down for storage, and then when you're using it, flip it up. On the back side, you have little buttons on the back side here. It's almost like a gaming console, but it's not. But what this does is as you push this when it's on a newspaper print, it actually scrolls the whole width of a newspaper column or a smaller magazine column. It'll scroll that whole width side to side just by using these buttons here. There's a charger button here. Right here is a charging indicator or power indicator. In the middle is your menu button. There's some menu features here that are nice that you can actually set up in advance for your client. And then the last port here is an HDMI port. This is nice because you can actually set this one up, and it comes with a charging cable as well as an HDMI cable. You can actually set it up into your monitor or your television. You just put it into an empty HDMI port, put it into the port on the back here, and when you turn it on, and you have to go to the right input on your television, now instead of this being the monitor that you can use, if you have a 60-inch TV, now you have a 60-inch monitor at no additional cost. So now you get a lot of magnification opportunity, larger fields of view by using the television with this device. Again, very intuitive, very easy to use. It's a simple setup. Magnification buttons here on the side. As you can see, turn it over. The yellow buttons here. I don't know if it'll focus this close, but you have plus magnification on the top, minus magnification on the bottom. Again, the same buttons on the other two, the Mobile Lux Digital Touch and the Smart Lux. You have contrast and photo, and your power button here. So you push it and turn it on. The image comes on, and as you can see here, you can see my shirt and tie through the lens. If I wanted to increase the magnification, hit the wrong button. I push the plus magnification. You can really see the details of the tie, and again in a high def image. or push minus magnification, where it goes down to 2x. The Visualuxes go from 2x to 22 times magnification. And then to turn it off, you notice if I just push the button, it doesn't go off. You got to push it and hold it. And now it goes off. The last of the smaller portables is the Visualux Digital Full HD. This is a 12-inch screen. It's very similar to a tablet. Let me go ahead and take it off the stand right now. I'll show you the stand in a second. This way it's easier for me to bring up closer. This is the Visualux Digital HD. Full high definition, 1080p, so the image on this is superior to everything on the market. Again, all the same different control knobs and buttons on this. You have magnification over here, and then on this side you have the red and the blue, red being the contrast, blue being the photo. On the other side you have your magnification, your power button. On one side you have an HDMI output, and then two little buttons here, that's up and down. I'll tell you what those are for here in a little bit. On the top, some of the same features here. You have your charging port, which is here. You have your menu button here, and then this is where your SD card is. There's a light over on the side, an indicator light for charging and or power. And then on the other side is arrows that go side to side. One side was up and down, and this is side to side with another HDMI port. And one is for an in, and another is for an out. So when you connect to the outside, the image that the camera on the device is picking up, you can transport that image just like the 7-inch onto a monitor or TV. So if you don't want to use this screen and you have a 60-inch screen at home for a television, that can become your monitor. The other one is actually an input. So what we can do is actually connect a camera. So for students that want a device that can actually see far away, we can connect a camera to this, and now you can use this not only for reading up close, but push the menu button once, it activates the camera, and now whatever's being viewed through the camera will show up on the device screen at a distance. And you can control that camera just by manually zooming in and zooming out, and it'll zoom in and out on the screen here in a full high definition image. Again, it's got a stand built into it. If you want to use it like this, you can set it down on the table, use it to read with. Another nice feature about the XL, let me go ahead and turn it on. Go ahead and take a picture of the image so I can show you. I'm going to bring this image up closer. And the nice thing about the XL is it's got the buttons here to make the print smaller and larger. You have your contrast button to change the contrast to make it easier or harder to see. But a nice feature about this device is it's also touchscreen. So whatever you get on the screen at the lowest magnification, all of this that's on the screen right now, no matter how strong or how much magnification you add, all that information is still stored, and you can scroll that information side to side, up and down, without using the buttons on the side. The buttons are available if the patient or client doesn't want to do this, but if they want to touch the screen, they can also zoom in and out by pinching with just 2 fingers, and I like a little pincher here, by squeezing in or pushing the image out. No different than a cell phone or a tablet. So now this is very similar to a tablet. It's a 12-inch design, full high definition. This is the Visualux Digital XL, and this is available again through the Lighthouse of the Big Bend. So just stop by the store, let them know this is something you'd seen, and they'll be more than happy to set up a demo for you. Well, here's something here as well. I'm going to push the power button.
Switch off.
It said switching off. It's actually a voice-activated menu. Now, the other thing that we have available now for the XL is a very small, lightweight stand. As you can see here on the bottom, there's two legs. Right here, the legs have little grippers that you can grab to open up the legs. And what you can do is set the stand on the table, set the XL on top of the base, the stand, click it in place so it locks in. I like to lift it up this way, pull the legs out. Now, as you can see, a whole newspaper fits underneath this. And another nice feature is, I'll lift it up. You can angle it up when it's in the stand. I'm going to power it on. Have my pen. And now with this device, if you have people that want to write underneath this, it's very easy to get a pen underneath and write. And again, I have a width of a whole newspaper here. If you need more magnification, all you got to do is increase the magnification, make it easier to see, locate your pen underneath, and write. So with the addition of the stand with the XL, it really adds a lot of functionality to this device at a very low cost. You're looking at this device without the stand somewhere around $1,500. And then with the stand, it'll add an additional approximately $80. Again, the Lighthouse may have a different price on this. I just check with them through the store. You can contact the store, talk to Vicki or whoever is running the store for that day, and they can give you some updates on that. But this is the VisaLux Digital XL, full high definition, 12-inch tablet video magnifier. This is also in all of our video devices. Let me grab it real quick. Just to show you, we do have a case that's available to put all of our video magnifiers in. The smaller ones fit right in here. It's made to actually hold up to the 12-inch one. You can put the smaller ones in here, no problem. But another nice feature is it has pockets inside, so you can keep your charging cables and any other devices or sunglasses in these slots. So if you have a magnifier, you can put your magnifier in here, your charging cables, your sunglasses. It has a handle or a shoulder strap. So it's a very nice accessory to keep all your low vision tools and glasses in one spot that you can easily carry around with you. And last, I'd like to show our last product, which is going to be our Vario Digital. Give me 1 second. It is a portable fold-up desktop video magnifier. This has become a very popular category. A lot of people, clients, have smaller spaces nowadays. You know, homes are getting smaller and smaller as we get older, and sometimes footprint of some of these bigger, real expensive machines just doesn't make it feasible for the client. This device is nice because if you are a snowbird or you travel, it's nice because you can take it with you. So let me grab it. I'll bring it up to the camera first just to show you some of the features. As you can see here, there's a handle built into it. It is the only portable fold-up that has a built-in handle. It is less than 14 pounds, so it is light enough where most clients will be able to carry it and carry it around and lift it and move it around the house. It folds up nice and small. And let me go ahead and put it on the table here. As you can see here, it's got ridges built around the edges, as well as the handle in the back. The ridges on the arm here makes it very easy to grab and open up. So all you're going to do is lift it into this position. The camera is actually folded down right here. So the camera lifts up and down. When you fold it away and put it away, you put it down. When you want to use it, you lift the camera up. There's a lens cover here. And then all you have to do then is grab the monitor and swing it out. So now you have a desktop video magnifier. This is a 16-inch screen. The monitor is nice because you can put it in a lot of different positions. So if you want to stand up and work underneath it, now I have the monitor at a nice angle. I can work underneath it very easily. Or you can move it down, lift the camera up, and you can use it for self-viewing now. As you see here, the camera is on the top. The image will show up here on the screen. So I'm going to go ahead and turn on the Vario Digital. Again, some of the same platform here as our others. Very intuitive device, very simple to use. We've actually, as I said, we've made our products with the concept of less is more for the client. It's just less confusing, easier to use, at a very affordable price. Our prices versus some of our competitors on these devices, this is as much as $2,000 less. So let me go ahead and put this on. I'll put the newspaper underneath. Now, one of the things you'll notice is it's very hard because of how bright the screen is. It is a high-definition screen. It's hard to see the image if it's not in this mode. So I want to turn it up so you can see the image in this mode. This is a white on black background. This is a newspaper, one of the hardest things because of contrast to really get to come in clear. I do have a magazine that I can put underneath this as well, which really shows some of the nice colors. But with the Vario Digital comes with the device folded, ready to use. We have the Vario Digital economy version, which is just very basic read and write. And then we have the advanced version, which, when we say advanced, it just has a few more features. It comes with, the advanced comes with a remote control, which is very nice. So all the functions that are on the front panel of the Vario Digital are available on here. You'll notice that there's arrows up, down, side, and side. And then there's an OK button, like an enter button here. So very lightweight. It's got a little angle built into it, so you can set it down on a table. The nice thing about this is, as you notice, I can change the magnification without being right next to the machine and touching the machine. And another nice feature you'll see here is again, I can go through the different types of contrast, and it's hard to see the print unless it's on the white letters with the black background or the yellow letters with the black background. But another nice feature is I can put this in a reader mode.
Letter. Book. Selected.
And now, as I magnify this page, go ahead and center it. You notice you lose field, you lose the edges, the columns. But the nice thing about this, I can use the little remote control pad and scroll that image up and down and side to side without touching anything underneath the machine or on the machine. It's all being done from the remote control. So what we do here is everything that's on this screen right now, I can scroll no matter what the magnification is. So if I want to see this column here, you can actually get two columns in at one time. So I can start at this column, I can read this column, and then go over and read the next column without touching anything, just by increasing the magnification, and then going over to the top of this, or to the edge of that column, at the edge, and then going up to the top of the column. And that's the top of the column. So now I can start reading this paragraph just by pushing the buttons. without sitting there with your arms up in the air or moving what's called an XY table. Now, if you're not comfortable with this and you're comfortable with an XY table, this version is available with an XY table. So you can get an XY table. It's very streamlined, very small, lightweight. It does have a brake for side to side, and it's got two brakes, one for side to side and one for up and down. So if you want it to be a little bit more firm up and down but move easily side to side, you can adjust that. A lot of them only have one brake button, and it stops and slows everything side to side and up to down. As I mentioned, this does have also the availability of, let me go ahead and get out of that read-in mode.
Column. Exit. Selected.
So what we can do then is, I'm going to put it on color. I'm going to push the monitor all the way down, lift the camera up, and you'll notice it flips the image automatically. So what it does is it puts it in what's called a mirror mode. Now I can actually get in front of the device. Let me decrease the magnification. I can get in front of the device and put on makeup or whatever it is. As you can see here on the monitor, you can see my hand right here on the monitor in front of the camera. So that's a mirror mode. There's some machines that have it out there, some that don't. The nice thing about this machine is when you put it in mirror mode, it automatically flips the image. A lot of our competitors, you have to go into the menu and flip the image. So I'm going to go ahead and put it back up, and I'm going to show you one more function and feature that's very nice about this device. Is if you are sitting at a table, unlike many other video magnifiers, to write underneath it, you got to get your pen and go down here to write. And as you can see here, my hand, you may be able to see my pen on the screen. The nice thing about this is I can move whatever it is I want to write on out in front of the unit. So I'm in front of the monitor right now. I can take the camera and angle it, and now I can write and fill out forms in a much more comfortable position versus trying to be up underneath the device. So now I can write out in front of the monitor in a more comfortable position versus being back here. And also, if you're doing any other types of hand-free tasks, you can move the device because of the weight. You can move it much closer to the edge. And now I can stand up and do my task. I got to get it just at the right angle. I can do my task underneath here and stand up, clip nails, whatever it is, and see very easily because of the angle of this camera, being able to flip it. Because what I'm doing is I'm taking this camera and just slightly moving it forward and moving it back. But you can also angle it back towards the back of the XY table or the base. And then when you're done using it, you can close the camera up, cover the lid.
Open camera lid.
If you notice, if you have the camera lid closed, it'll tell you to open it.
Switching off.
Hit the power button and turn it off. So there is a case available. When you're done with this, all you have to do is fold it up. One other feature that's nice with this, like the XL, there is a port to put a distance camera on here. So if you're using it in a classroom environment where you need to see far away, we have an HDMI connection here. You can put the camera over on the side, connect it in the top, push the menu button, and the camera's activated. So when you're finished using the device, just push the monitor down underneath the arm. You don't have to get it all the way underneath. Push the top down, close it all the way, pick it up by the handle. The way the design is, it'll actually stand up by itself. You can grab it, and then if you want to move it around the house, you can move it around the house or apartment. Or if you want to travel with it, you can. And if you are traveling with it, there is a case that's available. It's a very nice protective case. This is the case that is available, as you can see, very lightweight. very thin. Opens up. There are straps inside that hold it down. There are pockets up here to put chargers and the remote control. Close it up, zip it up. There's a little hard shell that goes around the edges. It's got a handle on top or a shoulder strap built into it. So, with that said, I am coming to the conclusion of today's live web feed for the Tech Demo Day for the Lighthouse of the Big Bend. Again, I want to thank everybody at the Lighthouse, all their volunteers, all the people that support the Lighthouse with donations. Without your help and support, facilities and agencies like the Lighthouse would not exist. But again, thank you very much. My name is Bob Scannell. I work for Eschenbach. Eschenbach, again, is a company that's been around for a very long time. If you have any questions for me, please direct them to the Lighthouse. They can reach me, and I'll make sure that I do get in contact with you. But again, thank you very much for your time today. I hope you found this very educational, as well as informative about the different devices. And I hope to hopefully meet some of you in the future, because I do get up to the Lighthouse quite often. So thank you very much. Have a great day, and take care, and be safe.